What is up, everybody? Welcome to the video. I am Spaz, and I'll be talking a little bit political for the first time online today. And we're going to just see how this goes. And what we're going to be talking about is the meeting that just happened today with Joe Biden. And I know a lot of you are going to, some of you are going to be like, oh, yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, freaking best president ever. Some people think, yo, horrible president, don't want to talk. Dislike. Alright, it's just going to be basically kind of informing people what happened in case you didn't see the live stream and kind of talking about my own personal opinions on it because, of course, I'm a little bit more right sided, but I'm more in the middle, so I'm down to see what you guys think of this video down in the comment section, what you like, what you dislike, what you think we should do, what you think we shouldn't do. But, anyways, let's get right into it. So, today on April 8th, Joe Biden did an announcement about his new acts that he's going to be doing for uh, the government with gun laws. And most people don't really like gun laws in general. It's just a bad topic. It's been a topic for many years, going all the way back to like the 1990s, basically. And it was really big in like the 2000s. So, what all did he talk about? Well, just to start it off, he talked about background checks, red flag laws, and which we'll be talking about all these later in separate parts, serial numbers, and high capacity mags. So, first off, let's go over background checks. What he's wanted to do is make it to where people have to be checked by the FBI or whatever association that would be to have their records checked to make sure they're not criminal or what kind of history they've had. So if you have a clean record, it's not really going to affect you that much, but it's going to really help with diminishing that pool of how many criminals will be able to look out there and be able to buy a gun. Which I'm always for the background checks. I've always said I'm for it. I love background checks. So whenever you start off with this, I'm like, okay, this is looking really good. And not that all these are bad. There's just some I don't agree with fully. So next would be red flag laws. Red flag laws, for those who don't know, allow family members or law enforcement to go to the courts and give like a temporary confiscation or confiscation or obtaining the firearms to people that like look that might be a danger to the people that are suing that person, or kind of like trying to enforce this on people to a state where it will be temporary just to see if they're a danger to themselves or others. But this could go both ways. Yeah, this could be nice. It could be people who are mentally ill, people who are going through really tough things that like maybe suicidal even, and it could help with that. But at the same time, though, there could be fraudulent times with this. There could be people who are just trying to keep people from owning guns just because they hate guns. So this could go both ways. Hopefully, it won't go too bad, but you always got to look at both sides of the spectrum. There are going to be probably cases of people wanting to get certain bans on certain guns and stuff. So what we need to be making sure we do this is make sure you're not abusing these, because even if you abuse that, if you lie under oath, it's still the same as normal court. You can get in huge trouble, huge fines, but it can turn out to be good. We just gotta wait and see with that one. The next one's serial numbers. I'm like in the middle ground for this. What he's talking about mainly is gun kills. And whenever you go online, like I buy my guns because I'm pro gun, and I buy my guns from Palmetto State Armory, and I'm pretty sure ours have serial numbers. I'd have to check, but some kits though, you can buy a kit where you can create your own gun, make it like kind of custom made. You can get your chamber, not your chamber, your mag pool custom made with like a design or something. Like I got mine Rebel, but there's some that like they get like their parents' engravings on it. It could be like an anniversary gift. They make it to where they can't be shot. It's just like a studio gun that could be made to like just shoot normally. 223 556, not fully automatic. There are no fully automatic guns out there. Usually, if you buy those kinds of kits, then that I'm not really gonna support or deny. Like, do what you want, but at that same time, though, full automatic is against the law. But I really don't know where you could buy those. I'm really not interested in them. I like my semi-auto. I like my ARs. I'm more of a shotgun guy, anyways. But serial numbers will make it easier to track, like during a criminal state. Like, if say somebody made a gun and it doesn't have a serial number, yeah, that does bring up a good point. Of yeah, it's gonna be harder to track down. But at the same time, some people just live off the grid. They don't want anybody to see anything, and they don't really pose a danger. But at the same time, it is a valid argument of, yeah, you're not able to trace the guns, thus you're not able to trace the person if it's left at the crime scene if no forensic is left. So that one's a huge debate right now because Republicans are like, no, I don't want to show the government my guns. But in the end, like, a serial number isn't really going to be that big of a problem. Along with that, though, is they're going to be adding a $200, not really a tax, but more of like a addition price to it. So, like, let's say I want to buy a silencer for my AR. I'm gonna be putting $200 extra. So, like, let's say a silencer is like 300. Now that silencer is gonna be 500 because of that $200 added. So they're trying to limit on like how many modifications you can still get them. You can still get the modifications. Like they say, like, yeah, you can still get the modifications. It's gonna cost you a little bit more. Um, but I'm pretty sure that's from now on. So if you already had them, I don't really know if it's gonna affect people because I have my own like grips and stuff, but those aren't really. Well, I guess it would be more lethal. But scopes, those would make it a little bit more difficult. Like people are hunters and stuff. It's gonna be a little bit complicated for those, especially if they're not even buying ARs or even any kind of marksman type semi-automatic rifles. If they're buying like a 44 mag rifle, just single shot, had to put a shell in every time, then it's gonna be really difficult for them because they're like, man, that's another $200 in scopes for rifles. At least for hunting, go for at least 500 at least. Like my scope on my gun now is probably around 300, so I would have spent about $600 if you include the taxes. So it's gonna be a little difficult, but I don't see it really as that big of a problem. But yet again, over the long run, though, I haven't really bought a whole lot of guns, so like I can't say that. So I'm like in the middle ground for that. Like serial numbers in the edition 200, kind of the middle. And the final one is about the high capacity mags. It's always been a huge topic. Went back all the way back in like 2000, of where they wanted to ban high capacity mags that shot over 100 shells. They banned those and they lowered it down to like 50, I think, or like 30 round mags that 50, something like that. Honestly, I don't see why people can't have 30 round mags. I think there could be, I think a better solution would be a limit. Like I have 5 round mags, but I have about maybe 6 10 round mags. So I think 5 rounds, that comes out to be like 1500, or not 15, sorry, did my math wrong. 150 rounds overall. So because you have 5 mags of 30, do simple math. Even though I couldn't do it the first time. But I don't think you should limit it entirely though, because some people use those to shoot. Like I only go shooting with my AR. I don't use it to go hunt. I don't use it to do anything else. I kind of just have it to have it. It's like I like the gun. I like the style. I like to modify it. It's kind of like a car for some people. It's like you want to keep adding to it, but like it's just for show. It's not like you're racing with it. It's not like now there are some people that go race with it. There are some people that use it like cops. Sometimes will get attachments on their guns just because you get your own AR that you can put in your car. Same for shotgun. Um, and as well as they were talking about modifications for pistols. Pistols, I don't really see why people put stocks on those. If you can't hold it with your freaking hand, should you even be shooting a gun at all? like, um, a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but I don't think 60 round mags should be around. I'm a pro gun user, but like, why do you need 60 rounds in a mag? I don't get this. This isn't like World War Z on the unlimited mag theory. Like in all the zombie movies, there's just unlimited ammo, unlimited. You never see anybody reload. But it's just that I think 30 rounds is sufficient, but I don't think any less would be any worse because 10 rounds, yeah, that's the min. You can't do 5 round mags. That's just dumb. Why are you going to get, because then you're going to have people buying even more magazines and stuff. And it's kind of, I think it could be like a money scheme trying to get a certain amount of money and stuff back. But at the same time, though, you got to basically make sure that it's safe to the people, of course, and you got to make sure that people know what they're doing. But I just don't agree with how they're wanting to um, go along with lowering it past 30. I can see 50s going away and 60s going away, but honestly, 30s, I don't agree with it so much. I think 30 round mags would be pretty fine. I don't really know. Now for the future though, of course the high mags are like the high capacity mags are like later. So the ones that are effectively probably about now, I would say, I don't know. He said there could be immediately. I don't know when they're gonna happen. It's gonna probably be soon as the background checks and the red flag laws. Those are the two main ones he was hitting. But after that, though, everything else I've stated is just like the future plan. So what does this mean for us in the future? It's not like really a look towards, oh my god, we're gonna lose our guns. No, I think it's just looking towards we're gonna have a little bit of limitations. Like background checks will be a huge thing now, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the background check because I'm clean. Like it's not gonna affect me, but it's gonna also affect people that I don't know what kind of background checks they're gonna be doing though. Like if you're low income, that can make a difference. You're high income, that can make a difference. Rural, urban, it's gonna kind of play hand in hand. I think the main thing that's being hit right now is that the at-home serial numbers and stuff, and like people making their own kits. I don't know if people will start doing that again. People are just gonna. I think they'll probably put the serials. I would be fine with the serial number. I really don't give a shit. They know what guns I have, as long as I can have them, because I know I'm never gonna do anything illegal with them. Uh, I personally, what I would like to see in the future is people taking hunting classes, gun safety. I think gun safety needs to be the number one priority because he was talking about like suicides and stuff, and I never heard him talk about um, doing gun safety laws. And gun safety laws would be really nice because whenever you take hunter's ed, like yeah, you're doing it to get your hunter's license and stuff, but whenever you're doing that though, you learn about gun safety. You know what kind of bullets each gun takes, and some people be like, "Oh my god, you're just giving them information." Like, "Oh my gosh, conspiracy, conspiracy. They're gonna tear down the planet." No, that's not what they're trying to do with it. They're doing it because then they know how to handle a gun with it. They know how to go through a fence if need be. Instead of like, whenever you're behind somebody, never point it at them. Always have it on your shoulder, or on a sling pointing away from the other person. If there's someone behind you, you usually don't carry it on your shoulder. You put it on like you will carry it down towards the ground and to the left or right of you. So here, let me grab something real quick. I don't really have it here. I'll use this, I guess. Take my belt. Okay, so carrying a gun. All right, someone back behind me, in front of me. I'm gonna carry it down to my right or to my left. All right, I'm not gonna have it like this angle right here where it's gonna be looking right at the person behind me, and I'm not gonna be carrying it forward where it's looking at the person in front of me. I'm gonna look at the opposite ways. That's a little mini thing they tell you and stuff. How to cross a fence. If you're two people, give the person the other gun while you're crossing. You take your gun and their gun so then they can cross, looking away from them. If you're on your own, put the gun on the ground next to the fence. Go through the fence or whatever object you're trying to go through. Pick up the gun through the fence, and if it cannot fit through the fence, slide it under, and then pick it up. Whenever you're going up any ladders and stuff, always unload your gun, whether it's a bag, whether it's a single shot, no matter what, you have to unload it because if you drop it, it could discharge, hitting the butt, and it just kind of poses less of a threat for you and everybody else around you. Anyway, on that, this isn't a gun. That's just something I would like to see. I would like to see gun safety courses given, especially to younger kids. Like, you have them give them sex ed and stuff, but there's nothing really about gun safety because once you get out of high school, you're 18 years old. You can buy a gun at that point. And early, I think you can even buy a gun at 16 in some states, like a rifle. But especially 18, you are able to buy a rifle at that point. So I don't think that the age should go down. I think the education of those guns should go up. Because I always think person with a permit knows what they're doing. Like, I have my own concealed carries. I carry my gun most of the time. Not all the time, though, because in some cases I just don't. I like to travel a lot, so in some states I'm not allowed to take my gun too. Um, and overall, what he's stating right now, I believe could be beneficial for the most part. There are going to be some things. There's going to be things that flip off. There's going to be things that don't work just right. There's going to be controversy. There's going to be arguments on this. And not everyone's going to like it. There's always going to be someone that hates it. But this pretty much goes over everything he talked about and to the most part what it's going to do. From here on out, that's all he was pretty much saying at that point. And I didn't vote for him. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't vote for him. I didn't even vote for Trump. I'm just trying to live my life in America. But hopefully he does well. Hopefully this all goes smoothly. I would love to see a time when we don't have to argue anymore. Because I think that's what everybody wants at this point. We don't want to have any more division. But if you guys enjoyed this, please give a like down below. And if you ever want to come and ask me a question, I stream on Twitch. I'll have that link down below as well. Leave comments. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, what you think should happen, what you don't think should happen. And I will see you all in the next one. And have a good day.